as a member of the judiciary as well, as a lawyer, what are your assessment generally of the judiciary of Sierra Leone?
Okay, you know, I mean, I think, say, the truth of the matter is that the judicial arm of government, now the arm of government where we need significant amount of work. I say that day because now the branch of government that they were responsibility now for check the two other branches of government. Unfortunately, for the last decade and or so, we not don't quite get that judiciary. We don't assert that position there with the constitution game. We not get that judiciary the way you can wake up in the morning if you get case in a court, you satisfied say they go na court. Absolutely in your mind, say I go get justice. Right? And the funny thing about justice, you're not for able to predict justice, right? Um, because I mean every case they turn on in facts, right? But I tell you, anybody will get case in a court, we grab na morning, they grab na morning worried or anxious. Once you get that feeling there, you know say that institution they get significant amount of work needed to be done. One, for confidence, but also in terms of predictability. Sometimes litigants and go to court, they don't even know when courts they start. Some people in Kindin and they hang around for hours. You do your case, you don't even know when they write judgments. Right? I get a current matter in a Supreme Court where my client from 2017 where they reserve a matter for judgment. It's now 8 years against one big company. Unfortunately, that company they don't close down. 8 years within a Supreme Court panel matter day. Right? I do a case in 2015 I done. Now for them, all part them. They work na one pan government institution, they then terminates them services and can't we but cool part them. Over 50 something. I done the matter in 2015, May 2015. I remember that month here, clearly. From that day to now, 10 years on, we dey wait for judgment. 10 years. Panem 50 something, part them we been come. As a young lawyer by then, Panem 50 something, part them. I think almost half of them don't die. Half of them still waiting. One pan the man they with them, they carry them pan. Old self now na me eye. The man don't gray and what have you. They're still waiting for justice. So once you have all the number of things here, you can't sit down here and then beat your chest and say, we get a judiciary that is above scrutiny or above board.
What the fundamental problem with it? Like you say, most of these things are things we keep discussing,
Absolutely.
irrespective of which party or who than a president.
Absolutely.
Is it about capacity? Is it about resources? Or is it about the will, the leadership will say for change things?
No, I think it's about what waiting computer sciences and they say, once you have garbage in, garbage out, right? So in other places, for example, and with all due respect to judicial officers, all due respect, one forgets his space or speak truth to power. Don't be clear. In other places, for let them appoint a judge, they go through such a scrutiny. By the time they're done with you, everybody knows say they are appointing the best of the best. Right? In Kenya, for example, then they interview all on state broadcaster. People will come and then say, oh, this judge, this man who be not do X, Y, or Z, not qualified for turn judge. Or this man who be not sabi record, he works on side, he do X, Y, or Z, he not qualified. Plus, then look at you, all CV, scrutinize them in a manner. Unfortunately, not just under this regime, with all due respect, but also past regimes, we don't see say more and more. Once a regime change, more likely where government take over power, they appoint in pro the lawyers and we align with that regime there. Now they eventually more likely for turn judge. when then they happen, it means say the sieving process not go be rigorous. The application process not go be really tough. They would not ensure that they get the best of the best. They would ensure that they get people away sympathetic to their cause. So that way, now the best way for like destroy society. Now for like where you once you get power, you begin appoint you paddy them for puts in a sensitive position. Because as a judge,
No, but Augustine, you can appoint your friends, but if they get values, and like how the president
Absolutely.
appoints you,
Absolutely.
you add values and you believe what you
Absolutely.
stand for, you challenge issues, and you were sacked.
absolutely.
Yes, but the president get the power for appoint.
Absolutely.
But repeatedly he has been saying, me believe say the judiciary for be independent. I play a video this morning where they talk about judges and they involved in land sales. It's a you know they interfere in the work of the judiciary, but a need for talk to some of the judges who they involved in that. Is it about values? Is it about we as a people rather than the politicization of the judiciary?
No, I think it's about really the screening process. So, I mean, I have been, within the judiciary for over 10 years plus. The fact of the matter is, sometimes you wake up in the morning and then suddenly you realize say somebody don't turn judge, right? So the fact of the matter is we not get such a rigorous screening process whereby, like you say, and I agree, sometimes you can appoint your friends, but your friends, they are one of the best, right? I mean, fair enough, right? Nobody no one for deprive your own party they were competent of serving. But the fact of the matter is we see, say, the whole process of appointment of judges them is so heavily politicized in such a manner that that needed scrutiny in a day. So the fact of the matter is once you get people away, they are more aligned and more sympathetic. Once you appoint those, in a way, it's really difficult for you get the significant outputs there because don't really subject them to rigorous screening process, right? So that is one. But also, I think that we have to be very frank, we have a lot of unseen executive control of the judiciary.
You mean
Unseen.
from the executive arm of government?
Executive arm of government, unseen. I say this because we know, I mean, it's what we work on a daily basis. We know a number of times we will get them, judges and go receive them calls here from, powers that be, expressing opinion. And it's a small country. Once a judge don't feel like say he dey under some kind of even if it's a subtle threat, then they feel threatened.
They want please the people
The
and we
powers
appoint
that
them.
be, right? So you get a whole group where because they are more sympathetic to a regime, they go always act pro that regime. You get another group where they go afraid. Right? You get another group where sometimes they will feel say they're anti to that regime. We go mean say that group themselves get for suffer. Whether they are anti to the leadership within the judiciary or they are anti to a system or they are perceived to be anti, they suffer. So at the end of the day, because of all them dynamics there, the litigants now get for suffer.
The people.
Because the people.
Yeah.
So because at the end of the day, predictability no day, certainty no day, and justice now left at the whims and caprices of all land dynamics here.
Okay.
So that's the problem that we face fundamentally. And until we get the judiciary straight, unfortunately, no sector in our government now this country not the work.
Why?
Until
Why?
we get the judiciary. Because the judiciary now go make businessman where the kind of country no say and be assured say if anything go wrong, then get such a judicial system that are not go afraid safe for investment money. We don't get cases upon cases in which business people, for example, don't get cases, and then at the end of the day they don't turn around and say, I can share a story. I will get a case where they reserve in 2018 big businessman. They don't do business over 60 years. The other day, called me say, Augusti, why you advise me saying, now so on a court day from 2018, we'll wait for judgment. So it's now 7 years plus. So you say, why not tell me, say, na so? Right? Now say, well, we have a system that you can't predict. Right? If for example, government get interest in a matter, we judiciary able finish that matter in 2 days.
Yeah, we've
In two
seen
days.
those cases.
In
Though.
2 days, they can be very swift. In 2 days. For example, the PR matter. You see how they conclude them within a short period of time.
It's a public interest matter. It has to do with the election.
Yes, yes. But you also get similar cases them. For example, lying case go over 3 years. Over 3 years. So past way people and begin to say, when I done this case now. So you get cases that we also get similar importance, but once align with government in interest, it's not giving the urgency.
There are reforms. Before we come, the video will play the AG, I had him here.
There are promises of reforms,
Yes.
and I agree with the AG.
Yes,
Promises
exactly. We get the CPA way came into effect on the 16th. It talk about how you go, capacitate the institutions, the judiciary, provide the capacity, provide the resources, and as well make access to justice, more than our communities, the most people, and the point you make about trust in the judiciary as well.
Absolutely.
Do you agree that we're progressing? There are reforms, even with the challenges that we highlight?
There are reforms, and I think say the Honorable AG don't do quite a lot. But like I tell you, some of these reforms, they have been captured in policies and in document. The new CPA is out. Although fundamentally we disagree with the removal of the jury system, that is something that I think that again we can always sound this alarm. Say people like Paulo not for able to get away with treason if we don't get jury system. So we have sounded the alarm. You go put jury system. We know politicians, they always get this tendency.
Can be abused.
Right? If they send one other politician, we're not in a government later on, in later years, and then you go turn around and say, because we put jury system, we put the man in faith now in the hands of a judge. And it's easy for like corrupt one man. It's difficult for like corrupt a group of people because everybody, somebody will grab say, this morning I read me Quran, I'm afraid Allah, I'm afraid God, and they do this bad. But if that one person, you can easily able for muscle in willpower. So now that makes jury system good. Because just in case one day you grab and want for do bad to your political enemy, you go entries in Panam. You go before him peers and he can say, but I will not think say this evidence sufficient for how we hold this man. Right? So much as we celebrate the reforms with the new CPA promise, access to justice, bringing justice, and I agree with the AG in terms of other modes of resolving disputes. Mediation, you involve community people and for intervene and what have you, right? But also, what we have seen is a number of other provisions that have been introduced were also a bit troublesome. The other day, while I was away, I'm just a follow, and I don't get time for critically scrutinize. But for example, they don't introduce a provision where if police hold you for them economic crimes or capital offenses, where they can hold you for up to 10 days, if they get need now, per the new CPA, they can go apply for letting give the additional 15 days. I say, wait a minute. The Constitution says 10 days. Meaning all thing way you for don't do it inside 10 days, you don't need additional 15 days. Now when I don't can introduce 15 days, even though when I say the man for go apply for
you need approval.
But in this country, police go apply, they would naturally give them. So not so it's just ticking that box. So not so like say then get for go question them and cross-examine them what you need. Right? So what you have created is a further 25 days now. Right?
For the person in detention.
Where the Constitution not contemplate 25 days. It's a ultimate way you for do. In America recently, this assassin, they interview him, they don't ultimately appear. Within 10 days, it don't appear.
They have the infrastructure, the resources and all.
Yes, I understand that. I am just saying that most of the time them and I mean, obviously, you would have instances in which you will need additional days.
Yeah.
Yes, I
in
agree.
some cases,
In
say
some
the kind
cases,
policy involved,
yes,
high profile maybe, or the kind money or investigation,
I
because
agree.
we don't have all the resources
I
and
agree.
the
But again,
infrastructure.
that's what we always say. So if you think say you need for do more investigation or put the person at detention, so you can investigate, you put them on bail, stringent bail, where you secure the person, then you go about and investigate. But once you keep an at detention, the law they say now the term they count against you. So not put an at detention, you know, do you work it?